for identifying the polyvalent ions. To detect the polyvalent ions. These complexometric titrations are useful for detection of polyvalent ions. Now let us consider one situation. Example. Consider a solution or analyte which contains calcium and magnesium ions in it. This is a solution. This is a solution which contains, or it is a sample which contains calcium ions and magnesium ions in it, and it is mixed with indicator. Indicator is used in this solution. Now the indicator which is used is EBT. EBT means ideochrome black tea indicator, or it is also called Morden black 2 indicator. Ideochrome black tea or Morden black 2 indicator. Now whenever this calcium and magnesium ions will react with this indicator, it forms wine red color. This solution will react with indicator and will form wine red color. Now for this solution we titrate with EDTA. EDTA is standard which is used in this solution. This complete solution is titrated with EDTA and it results in the formation of calcium, EDTA and magnesium, EDTA. This whole complex will react with EDTA solution and result in the formation of calcium EDTA and magnesium EDTA. Now this entire complex is colorless. This entire complex is colorless and it is also called chelate. After reacting the solution with EDTA, some amount of indicator will be remained, that is ideochrome black tea indicator, which is free form. Now this colorless solution will react with this free indicator and it forms blue color solution. It will form blue color solution. Here the wine red color will get converted to blue color. Whenever the blue color is formed, the endpoint can be detected, and this is the principle of complexometric titrations. Now once again let us consider a sample which contains calcium and magnesium ions in it, and it is reacted. Now the indicator is added in this solution. The indicator is ideochrome black tea indicator, or it is also called Morden black 2 indicator. Now whenever this whole complex which is in wine red color titrated with EDTA solution will form calcium EDTA and magnesium EDTA. This is colorless solution and some amount of free indicator will be remained in this solution. Now this chelate, this is also called chelate. This chelate will react with this free indicator and will convert in the formation of blue color. This is blue color. This entire complex is in blue color. When blue color is formed, there will be detection of endpoint, and this entire process is called complexometric titrations. Now let us discuss some complexing agents. What are complexing agents? Complexing agents are the agents which are used in complexing agent for the formation of complex product. Now let us discuss how many types of complexing agents which are used in complexometric titrations. That are, first one, EDTA. EDTA means ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Ethylene diamine tetraacetate. And second one is DTPA. Abbreviation of DTPA is diethyl triamine pentaacetate. Diethyl triamine pentaacetate. This is EDTA and this is DPTA. While third one is EGTA. EGTA means ethylene glycol tetraacetate. Ethylene glycol tetraacetate. Now fourth one is ammonia. Fifth one is diethylamine. First one is EDTA, second one is DTPA, third one is EGTA, fourth one is ammonia, fifth one is diethylamine. Let us draw the structure of EDTA. Structure of EDTA is N CH2 CH2 N This is a structure of EDTA. This is a structure of EDTA. Now coming to the structure of DTPA. Diethyl triamine pentaacetate. Now this is first one. Second one is N CH2 CH2 N CH2 CH2 N. This is parent chain and it contains pentaacetate, 5 acetic groups, acetic acid groups, that is CH2 COOH CH2COOH and one more one, two, three, four, 5. It contains 5 acetic groups. This is DTPA. Now coming to the third one, EGTA. EGTA, ethylene glycol tetraacetate. Structure is O O This is the structure of ethylene glycol tetraacetate. ethylene glycol tetraacetate. Now, as we know that this is ammonia and ammonia structure is known to all, and let us come to the ethylene diamine. This is the structure of ethylene diamine. This is the structure of ethylene diamine, and these are the complexing agents which are used in complexometric titrations. Once again, first one is EDTA, second one is DTPA, third one is EGTA, fourth one is ammonia, and fifth one is diethylamine. Ammonia, diethylamine. This is about the complexing agents which are used in complexometric titrations. Now let us discuss about the indicators which are used. Indicators which are used. Indicators which are used in complexometric titrations. First of all, what are indicators? Indicators are the chemical substance which are helpful in detection of endpoint by changing its color. Now, what are the indicators which are used? The indicators which are used are metal ion indicators. Metal ion indicators are used in this complexometric titrations. The first type is EBT, that is Ideochrome black tea indicator, or it is also called modern black tea indicator, and it helps in analyzing calcium, magnesium, barium and lead, etc. This is first type of indicator, and second one is Calmagite. This is the second type of indicator which is used in complexometric titrations. Calmagite, which is used for detection of calcium, magnesium, cadmium, etc. And third one is mur oxide. Third indicator is mur oxide. It is helpful for detection of calcium, copper and cobalt. These are the three types of indicators which are used in complexometric titrations. Let us discuss about this Ideochrome black tea indicator. Now let us draw a structure of EBT. This is a structure of EBT. Smoothly minus. This is the structure of EBT. In acidic medium, this structure is defined as H2I minus. In acidic medium, this structure is defined as H2I minus because it contains two hydrogen atoms and one negative atom. This is one negative, H2I. Now this is in acidic medium. Whenever the acidic medium will get converted into neutral medium, this H2I will get converted into Hi2 minus in neutral medium. This H2I minus will get converted into Hi2 minus by removing one hydrogen atom from this in neutral medium. Whenever this neutral medium will get converted into basic medium, it results in the formation of I3 minus. Hi2 minus will get converted into I3 minus in basic medium. This is about idiochrome black tea indicator, and this is the structure of idiochrome black tea indicator. And second one is Calmagite. This is the structure of Calmagite, and same, it contains H2I minus in, it is in form of H2I minus in acidic medium. When it comes to neutral medium, it get converted into Hi2 minus in neutral medium, and in basic medium this Hi2 minus will get converted into I3 minus in basic medium. This is about Calmagite. Now coming to third one, Mur oxide. Third one is Mur oxide. Its structure is the structure of Mur oxide. And it is a structure of EBT, and this is a structure of Calmagite. In this structure we can see 4 hydrogen ions. So in acidic medium it is present in H4I minus ions in acidic medium. Now coming to the neutral medium, this H4I minus will get converted into H3I2 minus in neutral medium. Now in basic medium this H3I2 minus ions will get converted into H2I3 minus in basic medium. H4I minus will get converted into H3I minus by removal of one hydrogen atom. Now this H3I2 minus will get converted into H2I3 minus in basic medium. These are the indicators which are used in complexometric titrations. This first one is idiochrome black tea indicator, second one is Kalmagite indicator, and third one is Muroxide. This is complete description of indicators which are used in complexometric titrations. Now our next topic is masking and demasking. Masking and demasking in complexometric titrations. First of all, let us discuss about masking. This masking is used to mask the impurities which are present in analyte. Impurities in the analyte. This masking can be done by two methods. First one is precipitation method, and second one is complexation method. This masking can be done by two methods. First one is precipitation method and second one is complexation method. Again, when we talk about this precipitation method, let us talk about precipitation method. In this precipitation method, we use 5 different types of masking agents. First one is sulfides, second one is sulfates, third one is oxalates, and fourth one is fluorides, and fifth one is first one is sulfides, second one is sulfates, fourth one is oxalates, and third one is oxalates, and fourth one is ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol. These are the 5 different types of masking agents which are used in precipitation method. Coming to the complexation method, in this complexation method, we use different kinds of masking agents like ascorbic acid. First one is ascorbic acid, second one is potassium iodide, third one is potassium cyanide, fourth one is ammonium fluoride, fifth one is triethyl amine. In complexation method, we use 5 different types of masking agents that are ascorbic acid, potassium iodide, potassium cyanide, ammonium fluoride, and triethylamine. These are about masking agents which are used for masking. Now let us come to the demasking. In what condition the demasking is used means whenever the analyte which is present or the analyte which is chosen by us contains more than one metal ion, more than one metal ion as impurities. If any solution which we choose contains more than one metal ion as an indicator, now the demasking agents are used. The demasking agents which are used are formaldehyde, and chloral hydrate. These are the two demasking agents which are used. One is formaldehyde and second one is chloral hydrate. Now let us consider a case where in a solution it contains three types of metal ions, that is calcium, copper, and cadmium. It contains three different types of metal ions: calcium, copper, and cadmium, and these are reacted with indicator. It forms a complex. Now that complex is directly titrated with EDTA. Now it is directly titrated with EDTA. Now this calcium, copper, cadmium, while after titrating with EDTA solution, it results in the formation of calcium EDTA, copper EDTA, and cadmium EDTA. Now after forming these three EDTA complexes, if we want to analyze only these calcium ions, now first step is add a masking agent to it. We should add a masking agent to this solution if we want to analyze only these calcium ions. After adding this masking agents to this solution, it forms only calcium EDTA. But not this copper and cadmium. These are not formed because this masking agent will mask these two metal elements and resulting in the formation of only calcium EDTA. This is step number 1. Now these three consider as X and this calcium EDTA consider as Y. Now in second step, add demasking agent. Add a demasking agent or okay. In second step, add a demasking agent. Now after adding a demasking agent that is formaldehyde and chloral hydrate, it results in formation of calcium EDTA and copper EDTA. At first step, which is masked by the demasking agent, will undergo demasking by demasking agent and resulting in the formation of these two complexes. Now the cadmium is not reacted. Cadmium is not reacted, and with these two steps, we can find value of X. X is equals to calcium plus copper plus cadmium, and Y is equals to, let us consider this is X, Y, and this is Z. Y is equals to Ca plus 2 and Z is equals to these two, Ca plus 2 and Cu plus 2. X is equals to Ca plus 2 plus copper plus cadmium, whereas Y is equals to only calcium. Z is equals to calcium plus copper. Now if you want to identify the concentration of every single metal ion, now first we know that calcium is equals to Y. Calcium has Y concentration, and if you want to know about copper, we want to know about concentration of copper. Now Z minus Y. Z is Ca plus 2 plus copper plus 2 minus this calcium. This calcium will get cancelled. As a result, this Z is equals to